Hey guys, this is Kris here, and you're watching Ready to Die Fighting. And today I'm going to be talking a little bit about my evacuation system that I use. So I store not all, but a lot of supplies in 5-gallon buckets, and I keep them in the closet closest to the door. And in case we need to evacuate quickly, we can just grab these buckets. They are color coded, so I know what's in them. We've got white food grade buckets with a blue top. That is people food. The all blue bucket is kitchen cleaning supplies. The white food grade bucket with the black top is dog food. And the all black bucket is kind of like tools and flashlights and things like that. And then I also have a duffel bag that has hygiene, clothing, like backup stuff. And we also got a bunch of stuff in the car. So realistically, we did a test run. I had a friend call me up at a random time. I told her, just call me at some point over the weekend and say, get out now. And she did it. And from the time we hung up the phone to the time that we were on the freeway with all of our stuff was about 10 minutes. And we were able to do that because everything was already organized. I had them stacked in order of priority. Food has a higher priority than, flashlights, in my opinion. Plus I have flashlights in the car, so, some of that stuff is backup. And so if I was only able to grab one or two things, I could be able to just at a glance grab what I wanted and what I needed. Or even not even think about it, just grab whatever's on top and know that those are the most important things that I would really, really want versus would be really nice to have or would only really want. So let me just talk through these a little bit. I'm not going to go through all the buckets right now. I think I'm just going to do one for this video. So we're going to skip the food because plenty of people have food videos, and so I think there's not much to talk about there. It's the typical stuff. I think want to talk about the cooking and cleaning bucket because I don't see as much of that. So the 5-gallon buckets I really like. They are durable, they're strong, they have a nice handle on them. You can seal them depending on what kind of top you get. This one is easy to go on and off. I don't know if it's waterproof or anything though, but this stuff doesn't matter as much if it gets wet. You can get some really nice Loctite, leak-tight tops that are definitely waterproof. And these things don't cost very much. I think with this type of top, this is like $5 or less. And if you get a food grade one with a nicer top, you're still looking at less than $10. I think it might be like $8 total or something like that. So it's really not a big investment for a really nice container that holds a lot. And I like the multi-purpose that you can fill it up with water and things like that or whatever. These are just great. The thought process behind this one is that if we are in a FEMA camp, if we're out in the woods, if we're squatting in some old building or whatever, for whatever reason we had to evacuate, we can't stay in the house, disease, man, that's gonna suck. Whenever there's disasters, especially natural ones, things get messy, things get dirty. If water starts to get backed up and flooding, a lot of times that's sewage, some gross stuff in there. You don't want to get hepatitis, you don't want to get the bubonic plague or sepsis or whatever. You don't want to just be gross. I think one of the best things you can do to ensure your safety and survival is to not get sick. Seriously, because if you're sick, you can't do much else. You're kind of useless at that point. I guess it depends on how sick you are. I'm not talking just like a little cold, but even a cold, having a fever, having like a sinus infection, and there's no medicine available, that sucks. So we can avoid that. Let's do it. So that's what this bucket is all about: being able to prepare my food, be able to have clean water, and be able to keep myself, my stuff, everything clean. Clorox wipes seemed like a really good way to do that. I've also got some flushable wipes. So I don't want to use Clorox on my skin, but flushable wipes are, baby wipes basically. A great way to help keep yourself clean. Got a tube of toothpaste, a little smash, but it will certainly work. I have two packs, so 4 cans of Sterno canned heat. I believe you can cook with these. I don't know how, I mean, probably not cooking a turkey, but certainly I've got canned goods and things like that. You can certainly boil some water or heat up some canned goods and things like that without too much effort there. And these are safe indoors and out. Oh wait, let me double check. I've seen them use indoors, so there we go. I have a Brita filter in here. It's in a couple of pieces because that's the way it fit, but the whole thing is here. We've got a few bars of Dial soap. I like Dial because it's antibacterial. I don't think that's always necessary, but depending on what's happening, you might want some antibacterial soap. I've got a box of matches, some wilderness wash with the citronella, super concentrated, so you can wash dishes with this, you can wash your hair with it, you can wash your body, you can wash everything with this stuff. And it is safe for the environment, which is nice. Another pack of flushable wipes. I have a spatula because cooking. You might want something to cook with. This is a Sawyer syringe. It's for cleaning out the Sawyer filters, which I have a few of those around. I don't always pack the back flush syringe though, so this would seem like the perfect place to put that. What else have we got in here? This is a what do you call these things? Those little stoves. Yeah, just one of these guys that goes on a little can of gas, little gas stove, portable gas stove. Here's the rest of the Brita filter. So I've got some of these, what do you call them? I think Whizzy wipes. They're like little pills. And then you get them wet and they turn into basically these wet wipes. I think they're like that big or so when they open up. They have a funny smell to them, but they work. And it's kind of nice to have. Got a couple of toothbrushes, one for me and the boy. 2 cans of gas for the camp stove. A Sharpie, because why not? Some garbage bags. Just a water pouch for the Sawyer squeeze, which I don't think I even have the Sawyer in here, but I've got them in the car, I've got them in the various places, so whatever. Some lighters. Here's a small electric griddle. I don't know, I mean, maybe power's out, maybe it's not. If we've got electricity, why not use it? And then there's just some more matches and a fire steel thrown in here. Inside the Brita filter, oh, I guess I do have a Sawyer in there. This is one of the long-lasting filters. They're supposed to last, oh crap, I forget how long. Depending on the water conditions, it varies. So you kind of have to go by when it stops working well. Once the water starts flowing really slow is usually when I replace them. It does typically take a couple months though. This is a long-lasting one, and it also filters out lead and things like that, so seemed like a good way to go. The Sawyer Mini. We've got some Dawn dish soap just because they put the little ducks on there. It saves wildlife. But I like it because it has the grease cutting. It's not antibacterial or anything like that, but it does do a really good job of cutting grease. And so if you get into some poison ivy, get some yucky stuff on you, you might want something a bit more than a wipe or some camp wilderness soap. This might be the better way to go. And then I got a really big thing of hand sanitizer because I'm thinking water may be scarce. If we can use wipes and hand sanitizers as much as possible, as opposed to soap and water, where it makes sense, let's do that. Save the water for drinking. It's my thought process. And so that's this bucket. This doesn't have like all the personal hygiene stuff in it. That's more in the duffel bag. But I figure extra toothpaste and toothbrushes couldn't hurt. Extra soap, things like that, that you're going to use up a little faster, couldn't hurt. Plus they don't take up much space, so I figure fit them in there. But yeah, this is kind of the stuff that I think we would need to be able to cook and clean. Aside from, I actually don't have a pot in here. But that's okay. I keep some pots, like little metal cups and things like that in the car. So we're actually good. All right, cool. Phew. I think that's it for this one. Let me know if you think there's anything I missed. Like and subscribe as this is helpful to you. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about the next bucket, I think, in the next video. So stick around for that if you are curious as to what I keep in that black bucket there. It's going to be fascinating, I'm sure.